Hey everyone, it's Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making this really cute, super simple, super easy flower mason jar. So let's get started. So for this craft you're going to need mason jars. Now I have a smaller jam-sized mason jar, and then this one here is larger. It is something that maybe you'd use to drink out of, or if you were doing like pickles or something, it is the larger size. You can use any size that you like depending on where you want to have your decoration. Mine's going to be going in the bathroom, so I'm going to go with the smaller sized mason jar. You're going to need some fake flowers. These ones I just picked up at Dollar Tree. These are purple asters, but you can use any color flower that you want, any type. It's really up to you. You're going to need some wire cutters. You're going to need some acrylic paints, colors of your choice. Next you're going to need a paintbrush or paintbrushes depending on what you want to do, like any designs or textures. Because I want a textured look, I'm going to be using this round sponge. So I think this is going to work perfectly. I've used it before in the past with crafting and I like how the results come out. So this is what I'm going to be using, but you can use whatever you have on hand. And you're also going to need a hot glue gun. I'm going to go plug mine in, so have yours warmed and ready to go. You're going to need Mod Podge or some sort of acrylic paint sealer. If you're using Mod Podge like this, then you're also going to need a brush. You're also going to need either a light grit sandpaper, or what I had on hand is an old emery board for your nails. This is the side that is a little bit finer. This side is the heavier grit. I'm using the finer side. So I just set down an old magazine that I have no use for. This is going to be just to protect my table because I don't want to get it dirty. So if you want to do the same thing, you know, just grab some old paper, cardboard, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to take the lid off of my mason jar and I'm going to set that aside because I don't need that right now. Right now I'm going to paint my mason jar. Now you don't have to paint your mason jar, you could just skip to adding on the flowers, but I do want to add on paint. I saw a craft like this inside of a flea market and I really liked how it looked. They had painted the mason jar and had the flowers on top, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So in my bathroom, my color scheme is purple, so that's why I have the purple acrylic paint here and I have the purple flowers. Now you can match your flowers and your paint together, but I kind of wanted to differentiate it a little bit. I didn't want it to be like all this one shade of purple or all this one shade of purple. So I figured I have the dark flowers here. I'm going to do the light mason jar because I think that might look really good. So I just have an old lid here off from a pizza sauce. And I'm going to add in some of my acrylic paint. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little round sponge. I'm just going to get it coated, as you can see. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to paint all over it. I'm just going to go right up to the little top lip here. I'm not going to go above that. If you guys can see, if it's focusing. There we go. I'm not going to go above this ring here, just because that's where it's going to meet up with the lid, and there's really no sense to go above it because it's just going to kind of chip the paint off. So I'm just going to kind of stipple this on, and I'll probably do 2, maybe 3 layers, but you see how it kind of has a little bit of texture. That's what I want. I want that texture. So I'm just going to keep doing this all the way around. Then I'll let it dry and I will come back and do another layer. Alright, so I have 2 coats on my mason jar. It's still wet, so I'm going to put this onto the side and I'm going to work on the flowers. So here are my flowers, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them and just pull them off from the stem. They should come off really simple. These are the ones from the Dollar Tree, like I said, and they just pull right off. Super simple, super easy. You can also pull off the leaves as well if you're wanting to use them. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be using the leaves or not. I'm just going to have to play it by ear, but I'll take them off right now just in case if I do decide to use them. So as you can see, there is like a little piece of the stem left that connects the flower to the stem. I'm going to be cutting this off because I want to get this close to the base as I can, because I'm going to be gluing these on top of my mason jar. So I'm just going to snip this off. So now we're ready to start hot gluing. I want to make sure that this part of my lid stays on, that way it doesn't move around. So I'm just going to put on a few little dots of hot glue and I'm going to attach this, that way it is nice and secure. So as you can see, it's on there perfectly now. It doesn't fall out. It is fully attached. So if you have leaves that you want to use, I would suggest attaching these first. Now, they do have the plastic piece on here. You can take that off and take out these little plastic things here. So you're left with just the leaf. And you could easily glue that on. And then, you know, like if you wanted to do a couple, you could put these on and then put your flowers on top. I'm not sure right now at the moment if I'm going to be using these or not. I'm not sure how I feel about them, if I'm like a huge fan or what. I don't know exactly the look that I'm going for. I could just do the flowers, which is kind of cute. But I'm just kind of playing with everything and seeing how I might like this. So I'm going to take 2 leaves. I think that's going to work perfect for this. And I'm going to do these kind of off-centered. So I'm going to do this one above the center a little bit. And just lay that down. And then I'm going to do this one. And this one's going to be a little bit below that one, but I want the leaves to kind of cross. So I'm just going to set that into place. I think that's going to be perfect. So now we're ready to add the flowers. Now if you have large flowers and you're using a smaller top, you could just do one and that would work. Or like here, I have one flower that's smaller than this one. I'm thinking that I might put the large one down kind of off to the side and then add in a second one. That way it looks like there's 2 flowers on there to kind of match with the leaves a little bit. Kind of like how that looks, but again, just having the one on there looks really cute as well. So I'm just playing around with the placement of the flowers, just getting an idea of how I might like them. Kind of like it like that. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start with my large flower. I'm going to put a dot of hot glue right here. And then I'm just going to place this one down. I'm just going to turn this a little bit because right here is where I'm going to put the second flower. I think it's going to look cute right there. Just take some more hot glue, put that on. I'm just going to lift up these petals and just anchor this one right down. I'm going to take an old emery board that I have for nails and I'm just going to run it along the side of my mason jar. And you're going to see that it's going to pick up some pieces of the paint and it's going to scrape a little bit of it off. It's not going to take all of it off, but it's just going to take a little bit and it will just kind of give it an aged look. It adds a little texture. I just like how it looks. You can alternate, you know, the different ways that you do it. It's completely up to you. You can also differentiate how much of it you do. I like to have just a little bit. So here's what mine looks like now after I'm done. I didn't do it a whole lot, just a little bit, just to create a little bit of texture in this. I just like how it looks. Alright, so now we're ready for the last and final step to complete our project. Right here I have some Mod Podge. This is the gloss version. I'm going to be using this to seal the paint on our mason jar. So it's really simple to do. Just kind of paint it on. You don't need to do too thick of a layer. Just a thin layer will work. I'm just going to do this all around the mason jar. Alright, so I have my mason jar coated with the Mod Podge. Now I'm just going to let this set and dry for a couple hours. Then I'll be back and show you my completed project. Alright, so here is what the final product looks like. I think it turned out wonderfully. There's so many different variations and colors that you could do for this. This would be great as like gift giving, or perhaps if you want to make some crafts to sell, if you want things for home decor. You could change this up for different holidays. I mean, the options are limitless, but I just love how this turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do end up making this, definitely send me pictures on social media. I have all my links down below, and let me know how yours turns out. Alright guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.